Hi everyone, my name's Sultaria and this is my first ever video, but it's also my first ever junk journal that I've made for my daughter. The picture on the cover is from a book that she really liked, and I've made the frame from cardboard and put a paper over it. The fabric is from a local store. She loves cats, so which is why I put it on for her. And the trim is from my mum that she's had for a really long time but didn't want to give it to me before, so she's ended up giving it to me now. The charms are from my old clothes and old trims that my mum had, buttons, beads. They're everything that was at home. I never went out and bought anything new, but it really matches the junk journal and I really love it. So I've used two different papers for the spine and the inside cover. I did use PVA glue, which you can probably see, which is probably not the best idea to use. This next page, I used the Sizzix die cutting machine to die cut the border and put it on. I really love the way it turned out. This is some coffee dyed paper that I did myself at home. Again, I really love it. This is a page out of a book. She really loved looking at this picture, so I've put it in for her. This paper I never really used, so I feel I can put something over it, like a picture and journal over it. I've ripped the coffee dyed paper on the edges and sewn a bit of fabric in. I have left the threads dangling. As you can see, my sewing machine wasn't working properly, but I do really like it. Got some vellum in there. This paper was from a card making magazine. And some more coffee dyed paper. This was from our old book that we had. It has maps and pictures of places around the world. So I put that in, and I've also hole punched the corner, the side of it, not the corners, the side. This is an envelope. I've closed it shut and I've used some stamps on it. I really like the way that turned out, and some more vellum again, this time with watermelons, and I tied a little knot on the end to keep the signature together. This is the other side of the signature, so I'll just be going through it so you can see some of the papers there. Again, the matte paper, coffee dyed paper. I did leave this journal plain as I wanted to put pictures and writing on it. I don't like having a lot of stuff already in it, and then what if I don't want to use it later? I like adding things as I go along, and I just feel that helps. I have left the thread out there, as you can see. I really love the way it looks. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it really makes me, it feels like a real junk journal. On the edge of this page, I've just punched some more holes in it instead of using the die cut that I'd cut out. This paper is actually from the Works. I bought it not long ago. Again, some coffee dyed paper, but this time with butterflies. I really love the way these turn out. I had some organza there, so I put that onto the paper. It was the paper's out of a book, and that's a pocket up there. Some just normal cardstock and book papers again. This one again I sewed around it to give it a bit of character, but the back of it hasn't turned out well, as you can see. But I really still like the way it looks. I feel it gives it a bit more character. Some more paper. These small papers I don't use. They were actually given to me. This is again a colouring sheet and some more paper from the map book. Again, I've got some hole punches in it. This little paper I've put in, and I've made like two little pockets on either side so I can slot stuff in. I think it'll look cute once I've put a few things in, maybe pictures or some bit of sub writing around it. And again, the back of that signature, so it'll have the same papers. So I've used stuff that I could write on and a few things that she likes again. This is a pocket again, and there's the thread that I've left hanging off it. The butterfly paper again. So these I've purposely left blank. So I've used a bit of the die cut that was cut, the paper that was left over. I've put it on the corner as a little detail. I do think that page looks quite cute, and also I've got a star punch from the range, and that's what I've done on the edge of that. Some coffee dyed paper. This peacock paper was also from the card making machine that I bought from Mazda. I've got some grid paper there. And the next page is out of a book that teaches Urdu and English, the words for each one. So I think that looks quite cute. This paper, I kind of turned it and it come out looking like this. I really like the way this one looks. I might just leave this one blank. Some lined paper, another book paper that she actually liked. She's only 2, so she loved the colours maybe. This is some coffee dyed paper. I've made some zigzag patterns on the edges, and again left the thread, and I used a cup to make the circles that you see and spilled a bit of coffee on it. This is again some paper that was given to me, and this is an envelope, and it's all held together by the black thread. So this is the other side of the signature. Again, it's going to be very similar. I've made a bit of a fold out there and lined paper again. On the back of this book page, it's actually got all the Urdu writing in it, and I think it looks quite cute. It gives it a bit of character. The grid paper again. See that? I love it too much. Keep going back to it. So that's the end of that signature. Again, my coffee dyed paper. I love the way these turned out. I can't stop raving about them. This page I put upside down. So I felt I could do something with it like that as well. Some vellum. This vellum's actually quite nice. It was part of a book that had quite a lot of vellum pieces in. This paper I made myself, and it just didn't turn out right. I think I must have used the wrong settings on the iPad. So I thought I'll use it in her journal. Again, the upside down pockets. I don't know why I've got this thing for upside down pockets these days. This is some craft card, and I put a book paper into it, and I didn't really read the page until I've just looked at it now. I've stamped the butterflies on it. The butterflies were a part of a stamp set from the works. So this is now the other end of the signature. I've put a bit of the trim onto that coffee dyed paper. That's a colouring sheet. And that's the end of that signature, and that's the end of the junk journal. I'm really looking forward to filling it in, and I really love the way it's turned out. See ya!